Okay, the first this topic is the structure of Indian banking system. First, we will discuss the history of banking. Banking in India in the modern sense originated in the last decades in the 18th century. Basically, the bank was originated in the 18th century, and the name of the first bank is Bank of Hindustan, and it was running between 1770 and 1829. And after that, General Bank of India established in 1786. The largest bank and the oldest still existence is the State Bank of India. The SBI is the largest and it is the oldest bank which is originated in the Bank of Calcutta in June 1806. In 1806, this bank was originated in Calcutta, which almost immediately became the Bank of Bengal. This is one of the three presidency banks, and the other two banks being the Bank of Bombay and the Bank of Madras. These three banks originated with the Bank of Calcutta, all three of which were established under the charters from the British East India Company. These banks were established under the charters from the British. This is the company, British East India Company, and these three banks merged in 1921. After in the year 1921, these three banks were merged to the form of Imperial Bank of India. Then we will give the name single name, Imperial Bank of India, which upon India's independence became the State Bank of India in 1955. For many years, the presidency banks acted as quasi central bank. Again, and after independence of India, our banking sector will keep growing very fast, and until the RBI was established in 1935. As you know, now the all banking centers is controlled by the Reserve Bank of India. Next, in 1969, the Indian government nationalized all the major banks that it did not already known. These have remained under government ownership. Means these all banks comes under government, and basically the government is the owner of these kind of banks. They are run under a structure known as profit-making public sector undertaking. The main motive of every bank is they want our bank to make more profit from the public sector undertaking. They give the name. The public sector undertaking and are allowed to compete in the trade as commercial banks. They want public sector undertaking also move forward and compete with another banks, and they want to work like as commercial banks. The Indian banking sector is made up of four types of banks, as well as public sector uh, public sector undertaking, and the state banks they have been joined since 1990s by the new private commercial banks, and the number of banks means our banking sector will be developed day by day. And in 1919, the private commercial banks were also established, and the number of and foreign banks were also established in India. Banking India was generally fairly nature in terms of supply, product range, and it is even though reach in rural India. So the poor still remain challenge. They want to develop more bank in the rural sectors, but it is very difficult for the banking authority to open a bank in that particular region. The government has developed initiatives to address this through the State Bank of India expanding its branch network and through the National Bank for Agriculture and Rural Development with things like microfinance. Means after that, the government takes some steps to expand the branches of banks like State Bank of India. First, they have to develop the internet. Then they open a separate bank which will totally work for the agriculture sector. The name of that bank is National Bank for Agriculture and Rural Development with things like microfinance. The example is like microfinance. Mean these banks basically provide the finance to the poor people as they can also live a good lifestyle. They fulfill the basic amenities like they will give pensions, they maybe give subsidy schemes to the farmers. There now the next slide is the Indian banking system at a glance. First, basically the main bank is RBI. Then the two types, scheduled banks and unscheduled banks. Unscheduled banks, commercial bank, cooperative banks, and commercial banks are public sector, private banks, foreign banks, and regional rural banks. These are the give numbers around like public sector banks 26, private 21, but foreign banks is around 36, and regional rural banks are 82 in India. Again, in public sector banks, SBI and associate banks, other nationalized banks, and other public sector. These are the banks which comes under public sector. And private sector means old foreign banks and new saving banks. Now, in the cooperative banks, there are two types of these are urban cooperative and state cooperative. Now we will discuss one by one. First, RBI. Basically, it is established in 1935 and it is the apex body of Indian banking system. It is the main body of the banking system. The headquarters of RBI in Mumbai, and it has to control the monetary. Money it has control on the monetary. They have authority to control the money and the organization. They provide the finance to the numerous branches of the banks. They have to supervise the financial system in the organization. They issue the currency, banker to bank, banker to government, and maintains financial stability. This overall control, RBI control all the branches which are running in the India country. Next, scheduled banks. Scheduled banks are those banks whose name appears in the second schedule of Reserve Bank of India Act. Means after when this act was passed, and after that they will give the another name to second scheduled banks. Non-scheduled banks are those banks whose name doesn't appear in the second schedule RBI or Act. Means in the RBI Act, these banks comes under the means for in 1940 there is RBI Act which mentioned that these are the scheduled banks, but non-scheduled banks are not mentioned in the RBA Act. Now, banks and scheduled banks, commercial banks and cooperative banks. Commercial banks, they are the banks mainly deal with the commercial banking operations like acceptance of deposit, granting loans to the public and basically class into four categories. Basically, commercial banks are those banks. Basically, they are perform numerous functions in the bank. They will deposit the money of the customers. They will provide loans to the client to the public, and it has other further sub four points. First is public sector banks. Public sector banks are those banks which are owned and controlled by the government. Basically, this is a bank which is controlled by the government, and all the nationalized and regional rural banks are public sector banks. Means nationalized banks and RRB banks are comes under the public sector banks. For example, SBI is a public sector banks, it has seven subsidiaries. Bank of Baroda, Syndicate Bank, Vijay Bank, and Canara. These are the banks which comes under the public sector. Now, private sector. These banks are owned and controlled by private institutions or individuals, not by the government. The government has not control on these banks. They run by themselves. They they generate their own income and then give the newer facilities to clients like ICICI, SBFC Bank, Axis Bank, South Indian Bank. These are the private sectors. Government does not play any role in these kind of banks, in this type of banks. Next category is foreign banks. These banks are formed and registered in foreign countries and have their office in a foreign country. Basically, this is a registered bank, and this foreign bank, it is a one bank which has link with each and every nation. As far as India is also concerned, any bank registered outside India have a branch in India as a foreign bank. Basically, the foreign bank is Yes Bank, Citibank, HSBC Bank, the World Local Bank, and US Bank. These are the banks which are foreign banks. It is situated in the foreign countries, not in India. But maybe foreign banks branch may be in India. So they can easily change the currency and do the numerous tasks. Avail the facility of the foreign banks. Now, next point is regional rural banks. Regional rural banks were established by Regional Rural Bank Act. When this act was passed in 1976, after that, these banks were established with the help of this act. to satisfy the banking facilities and credit needs to the rural people. Basically, this bank was developed for the rural people who actually need the money and to fulfill the basic requirements. Example, Andhra Pradesh के main bank Vikas Bank, Chaitanya Godavari के main bank, and Kerala the main bank. These are the banks which give provide the numerous facilities to the farmers, to the rural people. The next is cooperative banks. These are the banks where cooperative societies that are formed at the state or district level. Means these kind of banks perform state level or district level and have a share of more than 50%. Basically, they have to share the amount 51%. These are primary sector for the purpose of services the farming community or to the aid in land or infrastructure development at the state or district level. Basically, these kind of banks provide sharing this amount to the numerous people who actually want. But they help the farming people. They also help in land. They also help in to develop the infrastructure of the nation, state level as well as district level. Again, there are two subtypes: urban cooperative banks. The term urban cooperative banks, though not formally defined, refers to primary cooperative banks. The name of this is primary cooperative banks located in the urban. Means basically, this kind of banks is located in the city center and semi-urban centers, which may be developed but not more, but not look like a city center. So these banks till 1996 were allowed to lend money only for the non-agriculture purpose. These kind of banks provide the money to the clients which do not have any connection with the agriculture program. The distinction does not hold today. These banks are traditionally centered around communities, localities, workplace groups. They essentially lend to small borrowers and business. Basically, this bank was open for the business, those who want to become a successful business, but they don't have money. Maybe they take a loan from these kind of banks and start a business and fulfill their basic needs. The example of this is Maharashtra State Apex Cooperative Banks and Karnataka State Apex Cooperative Banks. This type of banks helps a basic business and who need to borrow a small amount and fulfill their basic requirements. Next, state cooperative banks. State cooperative banks are the apex cooperative institutions in the state. They are federations of district cooperative banks and they monitor the activities of cooperative banks in the state. Means basically if here, for example, if any kind of cooperative banks, they monitor the numerous activities which are running in the cooperative banks. They monitor it and if something is wrong in the happening in the bank, then immediately they take some action and do the changes in the organization. Again, the same example of is Kerala State Cooperative Bank, Odisha State Cooperative Banks, and West Bengal State Cooperative Banks. These are the examples of the state cooperative banks, those who work for the state. Next is National Bank for Agriculture and Rural Development, NAGA. Short name is NAGA, and full form is National Bank for Agriculture and Rural Development. Basically, this type of bank provide the money to the agriculture as the rural area were also developing and they also live a good lifestyle. Thank you.